what had happened. For me, there was a delayed reaction with that. It didn't take full effect until sometime the next week, when I finally had some time away from the story. But it hit the nation very, very hard that weekend. There's been nothing like it in my lifetime before or since, and I don't expect there will be. I think it was something unique in our history, partly because of television.
Somehow I think television, at least the ones who stayed with it, because remember, there was one network that did some football games on Sunday. The networks, though, together really elevated this tragedy into a moment of great dignity for the nation. And I think it was the first time I was awestruck by television. The next time was when a man landed on the moon. But it was the weekend of John F. Kennedy's assassination, and what television did then really made me regard television with wonderment that it had this power.
The country was held together, I think, more than by any other thing by Mrs. Kennedy. Her nobility, her strength, her courage meant so much to everyone. I mean, whatever the grief anyone felt, it certainly no one was entitled to feel more grief than she. And if she could endure it, and if she could handle the trauma of the events, and hold her head up and look into the world and hold her children's hands and give that kind of strength to everyone around her, I think the nation just took that strength from her through the television screen, and it made an enormous difference. She just expressed in a way that was eloquent without words, that one could be grief-stricken so profoundly and yet understand that the responsibilities of life had to go on.
hundreds of thousands of people that came through 24 hours a day. They couldn't even shut down the Capitol. Billy and I are standing there. My son Tommy came along. He was a student at Boston College. And Tommy, what are you doing? He said, I bummed a ride down, Daddy. He said, I couldn't just see Jack Kennedy put to rest, he said. Without coming down, he had 3 or 4 of his pals with him. It was one of the saddest days in our life.
The common person. He really, I think, cared about people and we felt cared about everybody. Nobody's come along since then, and maybe that coupled with the fact that, yeah, I'm not going to let this happen again. Presidents do get shot, and we obviously know that now. So you're going to be a little more careful. You're not going to spend a weekend like that crying anymore. Not going to wake up saying this isn't real. Not going to go to bed crying. Not going to let it happen again.
Well, what hit you was the fact that such a young, vibrant person was struck down at the prime of his life. And as you would think of a neighbor as a friend, you saw his lovely young wife and 2 orphan children. You got the same feeling of horror, that why should somebody be wiped out of such a wonderful life that he may have had ahead of him, and look at his family that he's leaving behind.
With everything else that day in November of 1963, there were so many emotions that flooded forward to so many of us personally, and out of really the nation's psyche and interior of absolute shock, amazement, depression,